How's it going? Hope you're having a great day today. I've got my partner with me here today, our 3-month-old baby. Um, so hopefully we'll do, we'll do pretty good today. Today I wanted to talk about the second song on the album Believe, which is Ships. So first off, yeah, so the story, kind of the idea, the basic idea of ships. So I study an ancient book of scripture called the Book of Mormon. And in there's a prophet, and his name is Nephi. And so at one point, he is commanded by Jesus Christ to build a boat and to use that boat to cross the ocean. So they had arrived in their journey to the coast. And basically, in order to be able to reach the promised land, this land of inheritance, um, he needed to build a boat and cross the ocean with his family. And so he's always been kind of a hero to me, Nephi, and it's an inspiring story to me. And so I had kind of taken that story and also put in, personal elements into it in order to, create Ships, the song. And so the song can really apply to a lot of different times in my life. Um, there's so many. It's like a transition period, right? So Nephi builds the boat, and they cross the ocean, and they arrive in another land. And so it's really that transition point between two different places or two different environments, right? And so that's happened quite a bit in my life, but I kind of just wanted to relate it to the most recent transitional period in my life, in my family's life. And so basically last year, in August, I decided that, I did feel inspired that I needed to leave my current job and just do music entirely. And so that's what I did. I left my job and I started doing music. And ever since then, it's been this huge, just a roller coaster, really, so when I released Believe, it was just such a high. Like, I had been able to accomplish that. I was really happy and content. I had done my best with it. And so, that was kind of a happy point. But, along the road, there have been so many other emotions too, like frustration. Um, you might think, okay, I left my job, right? So I have all of this time to do music. It's actually not quite true. There are still bills to be paid and things, and so I just have all of these little projects, and they actually consume a lot more time than I was ever thinking. That I really don't have much time to work on music, and I get frustrated with it sometimes. It's really difficult to kind of be in this spot where I still can't really, fully dive into creating music. But also there's, depression and things like that. It's like, oh, it's a really emotional kind of difficult time, and not only for me but for my family. Trying to keep myself together, trying to keep my marriage, my family together and united. It's been such a difficult year, really. And so, kind of going along with Ships, being in this year has been really like being in the ocean, just like a whole different environment than being on land. We kind of understood land. We kind of did well with the land. Not perfect, right? But now it's like this is completely different than anything we've ever experienced before, and it's kind of crazy, like keeping up the hope is one of the more difficult things, like just knowing, okay, is there really a promised land at the end of this? Am I really going to arrive somewhere? Like, or when am I going to arrive? How am I going to arrive? Are we going to sink before we get there? You know, like it really feels that way, you know, like just like some days you're just like getting tossed about by this storm, you know, kind of like the dark clouds that Ships alludes to, you know. But one of the lines in the song really means a lot to me, and it is, and the glow of your eyes embrace me, you know, like. So that is about Anna, my wife, and she sometimes feels like that I don't need her in my life. That, you know, maybe I don't really ask her for much sometimes, or I don't really, you know, spill out my emotions and the different things that I'm feeling at the time on her, you know, and so I'm not really, you know, needing her in those kinds of ways. But I kind of thought about it, and it's more like, you know, when that kid gets home from school and like mom is home, that's really what that kid needs. You know, he sees his mom home and he feels that stability. And so like having that stability allows him to have the freedom to go and create, to go and do, you know, what he wants to. And so I really feel that is exactly how it is for me with Anna. Like when she's there, even though she feels like she's not giving much to me, you know what I'm saying? Like she is. She's providing me with that stability so that I can go and create and do. And I mean, that's really the biggest way that I really need her in my life, is for that stable, peace-giving presence, you know. And she is a motivator to me, and I love her for it, you know, for being present and sticking with me, you know, through these really difficult times. She really has like had to put up with so much with me trying to pursue this dream of creating music. And so Anna is a huge hope to me, a huge light to me in this, and that's kind of what the song alludes to, you know, that we join together and we create this light, and that we can do it. And another source of hope that I have is my mentor, and Carl Hitchborn. He's been building this thing forever, it seems, and but every time that he does a Facebook Live and kind of explains what he's doing, it brings me hope. Like, okay, like someone's really working on this. That because I mean, he's working with a bunch of other musicians too, and he's really working with this team to build this ability for musicians to thrive. You know, because it's been really difficult, you know, like trying to cover the bills with all these different little projects. And you know, sometimes like kind of like that analogy of being on the ship and you've got this certain amount of rations, you know, we'll have these bills that aren't getting paid, and then we get this, you know, amount of money, and then we pay those bills, and then it's like there's a little bit left over to maybe do something with, but there's really not much, you know, and you're just waiting, you know, when is this next amount of money going to come in? And it is a whole different lifestyle. It's really different. And it really has to be faith-based. And so basically that's kind of the backstory of Ships right now. You know, my life, there have been other transitions and periods in my life where Ships could apply too, but I really wanted to just kind of dive into the present and kind of paint a picture of where things are at right now, you know. And I'm super excited for the album Coast to come out. That's the name of the album, Coast, if I haven't mentioned it before. And really excited for that. And I just hope that each one of you in your journeys, you know, don't give up, you know, keep going. And just, even if it's just the next step, you know, like just do that next step. Just keep walking and doing and having hope, because I know, even if you feel like you're alone in the middle of the ocean and there's no hope and there's no one there, there is someone there. And I know that Jesus Christ is there, and that his power and his love is with us. And as we go after these, works of love and works of passion, these things that we want to create this good, I know that he will support us. And I just hope that you have an excellent day. Hope that you're doing well, and that you keep up the hope. And I've got a baby that's getting a little bit upset, so we better end. But thank you so much for watching, and hope you have an excellent day.